Alright guys, today's guide will be on armors, ways to gain rep when your best legend isn't ascended yet, conquering a famous city, and using magic guns. So first off will be armor. I'm going to be using this Yang Jian as a guide. He's an average of 4 potential at the moment. All encouraged because he is a warrior. So I have his exclusive artifact, but I'll also give him a mount. Obviously, you can see all the different things mounts do when you hover them. So Siji is pretty good for, well, it's good for all types of legends, but it's better on warriors because it increases their courage. Whereas a marsh horse is better for an all-round. So I'll be using a marsh horse because this Yang Jian needs to be able to do some damage alone. I'll also be giving him an artifact that most people should have, which would be a devil rope, or failing that, a vital rune, which is a less powerful devil rope. So once you've equipped it, you can use that in battle. I'll show you an example later. So, armor. There are many different types of armor. There's some that you can get for free, some for shop only. So if we go into the shop, treasure, as you can see at the moment on offer is all the different namesake armors, which is only really good if you're willing to pay the amount. I mean, if you're willing to get your namesake to level 110, then you've already paid quite a lot anyway, so you won't be paying that much more. So there's Magnet, which is shop only. Let's find some. Shen, Newer, Fuxi, all able to get free to play. Violet, Archon. I don't think you can get Rush legit without paying. I've never seen it on offer either, thinking about it. They have all this armor that they never put on offer. It's strange. You can get this half of Shang for free, but none of the rest. You can't get. Well, I mean, you can, but not as a drop. You can get it from the Great Installation list. There's only one set. Can't get Tai. You get the general idea. Most of the easier ones, the less overpowered ones, you can get for free. So, as you can see, I've got loads of Shen and Fuxi boxes here. Those are from, and the Violet and the Archon are all from Buzu Mountain as a drop via Armour. I've just traded in loads of mana stones for one of each of these boxes. So there's Lion Suit, Lucent, Ghost, Drake, Law, Flame, Dragon, Violet. You also get these side right silver and argent boxes, which contain different types of armor. No, that's not. Let's see what else. These holy boxes and heaven boxes contain different artifacts. The holy boxes tend to contain half decent ones. Oak chest, bronze chest, jade chest, teak chest, and these all give different armor. So we'll move on to the armor. There's, as you can see, when you have some armor here, you can see at the bottom of this. I was trying to move down. Can't have it selected. As you can see at the bottom of this, after it tells you all the stats, it tells you with the 2, that is a half set bonus with 2 pieces, and 4, which is the full set bonus, it increases the attack power of chariots. Every different set of armor has different half set bonuses. As you can see, Fuxi is all attributes increased by 30 and increased attack power of chariots. So both of them increase attack power of chariots. When you're sort of mid-game, a good combination is half Shen, half Fuxi, because you end up with a plus 80 potential from the 2 half sets because they mix. The newer boots, or newer set, increases marching speed by 50% and all attributes by 100. Which, if you've got a full set, is better than the Shen and Fuxi combo I was talking about, because it increases by 100 points. Then you have, I think I've sold most of my low end armor. I think I've sold all of it, to be honest. Yeah, when you get to sort of end game, you don't really have a use for this armor. So I'll open these. I won't open them. Oh, go on then. I'll open my boxes here. So this lion suit, as you can see. Oh, I forgot to mention with these other ones. It says Order Professional at the top there. All that means is it has to be a true legend before you can equip it. Whereas, say with no boots, but with these lion boots I just got, it just needs to be a warrior, which means you can wear them before level 101. Obviously this armor is not quite as good, but it's the best you've got at lower points in the game. So plus 20 courage and increase the attack power of archers, because you know, courage legends, like the armor sort of encourages the potential I talked about in my reflecting and passives video, where warriors are for courage and seers are for strategy. That a general outline there, as you can see, because it increases your courage and gives you archers, a boost to the archers. Where's the stuff? There it is. This Lucent armor, magic plus 15, attack power of archers. Ghost gives you strategy plus 20 and 14% archers. Strange. I think at this point they're expecting you to be using archers for most of the... I think they all just give a bonus to archers, actually. Oh no, there's a law helm. You know, the game isn't as wise as the players, apparently. As you can tell, I never fully looked into those, but you know, we'll carry on. So I won't be giving him a half Shen, half Fuxi just now. I will quickly just claim. Oh, he's a warrior. So let's check which armor we should give him. So he is a warrior. He's a monk. Oh, where's the armor gone? Did I miss it? I must have missed it. There's some. Ghost, Seer, Lion. We'll go with Lion. That requires level, well, just under level 50 for the full set. So I'll trade in for a couple of Lion suit chests. Try and get the full set. I have mana stones to spare. I don't use them ever. So let's just get these, and I'll try and get a lion suit. Not treasure, not aid. Lion, there we go. That's the helm. That's the belt. And there's the armor. Oh, that's a full set. Awesome. So we'll go back to Yang Jian here. Lion helm. Come on. The lion armor. A lion belt. And lion boots. There we go, so we've got the full set. So he increases the attack power of archers and a plus 20 courage on top of the equipment stats. What I'll quickly do here though is I'll take the helmet off, and using your smithy you can increase the stats of his armor. You can see on not the Shen, how about this one? This Shen crown here, it says plus 5, plus 6, plus 7. That's how many levels I've increased them by. So this lion helm, so 1 redstone gets me to level 1, 1 to level 2, 1 to level 3, 3 to level 4, 4 to level 5, 6. Up until 7, failure won't have a consequence, it'll just take it back down to 0, like so. Once you hit level 7, failure will destroy the item. So that's where casting runes come in helpful. that explains the high cost for them in shop sales and also by players. So we're on +5, +6. We'll try +7. There we go. And now I use casting runes to increase it to +8, +9, +10. I got pretty lucky there. Casting rune doesn't make it 100%, you can still fail. But I got pretty lucky there, managed to get it all the way to the top. And now the gem mounting. Where's that helm? So we can add emeralds at level 3, I believe. Oh, it doesn't say here. I believe emerald is level 3, sapphire is 7, and ruby is 10. So we're going to be using archers. So this does 10% more damage to halberds. This is 5% chance of critical hits, and this is 5% more damage to halberdiers. I think we will go for this 10% more to halberdiers. Sapphire, these are just ones I have. This hail staff is pretty good, just increases the attack power. And this ruby slot, these are like the pretty good ones. Look, as you can see, +100 there, +100, and these just give little boosts. I'll just use this because that's +100 and increases attack power by 8. I don't have any gem runes at the moment, but if I did, I would use one. Successful. So now, if I put this back onto Yang Jian, you'll see his stats jump up quite significantly here. Look, he's got 1000 courage now. I shan't do the rest of the armour because you don't really want to see that. I will now send him out to... where should I send him? I'll send him out to this level 8 wildland. See if he can successfully manage that. I'm pretty sure he should be able to at level 159. Reason I'm... oh, I don't have enough archers. Let me just quickly cook some up, as it were. Archers. Screw it, I'll make 13,000. Yes. Most of the time I wouldn't suggest using a cavalry just for these, but I'm doing it for the sake of video. So we'll send him out now with these. Oh, let me just get that. I don't like it in negative. I also advise when you're making massive amount of troops that you use the pacify, give birth option. Oh, I don't have enough food. Because, or the sacrifice, because it just increases the... that was unsuccessful, so it lowers it even more. But yeah, if you have enough food, I suggest use that because it will help you. So, as I was saying, level 160 is where I used to get pretty stuck in training legends when I was first starting up the game. What I advise is to have 2 legends, one that is a seer and one that is a warrior. Take the warrior with archers, as I'm doing here, and the seer with chariots. Now you can see I lost some troops here, but if I use this devil rope for this last round, I will increase back up, and he, successful. So from that he gained, how much reps did we get from that? Oh, come on now. 5,000 rep, which is from a level 8. It's quite nice. So I'll just send him to here. We will see how far he can get by himself. As you can see, you can only recover to the amount that you actually had at the start of the battle. You can't increase troops because then you'd feel to constantly increase troops and have unlimited, which would be pretty stupid. So with archers it's good to hit all the wildlands around you as high as you can. Obviously starting with the low ones and working your way up, because you're going to lose less troops on the level 3. You're going to lose less troops than that level 8. You're also going to use less mana probably because you won't have to use it. The reason that a level 300 can just hit anything without losing anything is because of Rebel, which increases by 1% each round. As you can see here, you can find some special paradises with no archers. I think there's a list somewhere on the internet of special paradises without archers on floor 4 to 7. 1, 2 and 3 are always random. There is no way to 100% know if you're going to succeed. As you can see here, there's 1 archer. The only way you're going to lose troops if you're doing it this method is if you come across archers on the last wave, the last battle of a round. Also, this uses quite a bit of mana, so I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you had these herb pellets. The good thing about the level 4 special paradises is they, as you can see, look, there's archers at the end there, so I'm going to lose some. From special paradise level 4, they increase the drop rates of many items, which makes them a lot better to hit at low levels. For example, you can get herb pellets, you can get greater XP books, which give 500k XP. You can get herb pellets. There's a couple of other things. As you can see on the first floor, I got some a chariot token, which means I can use it to complete the task to get some chariots. Come on. As you can see, it gets kind of slower as you get further into the paradise. Yeah, on floor 5 you get a lot of these emeralds and occasionally some sapphires, I believe. On floor 4 even. On floor 5 is where you get these experience books. What are they on about? No, I don't know. Floor 5 is, I believe, where you have a chance at the experience books. Here is where you're going to lose quite a lot of troops because they're all archers. But I'm just going to use a herb pellet just in the interest of showing it to you guys. There we go. So let's keep using this. So as you can see, I did lose troops there, and that's mainly because they were all archers. I would show you mountain, but I do not have 50 cash to spare, so I can't particularly show you. But there is mountain you can always try. You could always send to mountain with a legend such as my Yang Jian here. Oh, I didn't do floor 7. Oh well, you get the idea. You should be able to complete floor 1 to 7. The struggle is going to come when you're facing level 5 because they go up to level 20. I say this Yang Jian may be able to get to possibly floor 9 or 10 by himself. If you had Shen and Fuxi, it'd be a lot easier. But I'm just proving it can be done with, this low level armor. Even without this helmet here that I've sort of souped up. As you can see, if you look at the stats, 22 aggression, 50 aggression, 22 defense, 40 defense, 8 courage, 8 magic, 33, 29, 4, 27. So it does increase it by quite a bit, and it is worth doing if you have the casting runes to spare. What else have we got that we can gain rep? These paradises aren't really, I think they're equivalent of a level 0. Someone else owns this, but I'm going to attack it. No, not Ash. I'm so used to sending him. This Yang Jian, let's send him. So it might take longer for you guys to. Oh, okay. It just bounced back. Forgot to occupy. Occupy. There we go. like moving around may take longer for you guys if you're low rep. I have maxed out stables, research, and stuff like that. So if I go in here, you have two options. You have practice and the other practice. This one is the free one, and this one you pay all cash, but you can practice for as long as you want. It's 1 cash per hour. Whereas this practice is free, but you have a limit of up to 12 hours. You don't get much rep, much XP. You don't get any rep really, but you get a little bit of XP. So if you're going to be off, say you're going to sleep, and you're coming off for a couple of hours, you can set them to train here. Extra rep is extra XP. It's XP anyway, isn't it? Doesn't matter how much it is, but it helps. Now, famous cities are these things on the map. These big, sort of buildings here. Now these have sort of special things with them. First thing you notice is this famous city can reach level 30. You can do that without being a civic custodian. They come at level 30 just normally, with outskirts, like this. As you can see, all of these also have special legends that you can only recruit from these, and that's the only way to get some of the legends for the God illustration list. Now, taking over a famous city could be quite difficult on an active server. Obviously, over here it's not difficult because there aren't many people playing. And I think 90% of famous cities are owned by Shaolin, which is the alliance I'm in. See, if I click all these just randomly, most of them are going to be green. I'll be lucky to find one that isn't green. So, yeah. But to get one, they're either going to be held by another player or held by I forgot what their name is. Let's have a look. City. It's not, well, Dixon or I think there are alliances here, but I can't remember what they're called. There's 3 of them for each for different faction, which allow you to, well, don't allow you, but it's just going to be held by that person until it's taken, and that's just how every server starts. So the only way you're ever going to see one held by one of the non-existent characters, as it were, is if you're starting on a completely new server that's just come out and no one's managed to get any yet. Now, to get one, you're going to have at least, I think it's 2,000 chariots just to get over the ramparts in them. But getting over the ramparts is probably the easy part, because if it's held by a player, it's quite likely they're going to have a defense there just to stop you from attacking and taking over. And if you don't have a defense there, then you're pretty stupid. Which is why it's always wise to have a defense. Just while I'm on the topic, if you don't know how to set a defense, you click Parade Ground, Defense, and you set your defense up. You should always set them to Ride Out and apply these settings for all defense types and Ride Out. Oh yeah, shut up. There we go. So you should always do that. You can use any legends you want as long as they're stationed at that city. Back to taking over a famous city. When you send an attack, you're going to try and get over the ramparts, and then if you successfully get over the ramparts, you will have to face any defense that the enemy has stationed there, if they have any. If not, then you're just going to bounce off pretty much, and it's going to lower the loyalty of the city. If your loyalty ever reaches 0, your city then belongs to that person. So when you're attacking a famous city, you have a couple of options. You can attack it until the public resentment is high enough that it's just going to drop loyalty. I think it drops by 10 every time. So if you hit 10 times, resentment will be 100. And if you wait a couple of hours, I can't remember the precise timings, but if you wait a couple of hours, it will then take the loyalty down to 0 over time, and your next hit will just instantly take over. Or you can just send masses of waves. If you're next to the famous city, it's easier this way. Just send masses of waves constantly at it in order to take over. So that's conquering a famous city. Obviously, if you have friends on the server and they are higher than most of the players, they will be able to help you get a famous city if they have spares, or they'll be able to attack it and get the defense down for you, so you can attack and take over. Because once the defense is gone, there's nothing else. Oh, sorry about that, I hit the mic. Which brings me to a good point here, is that having a friend who is higher rep than you is better than making an enemy of someone who is higher rep than you. If you make friends with, well, say you're on page, over here somewhere, back in the depths of the leaderboards, I know it probably sounds pretty stupid, but you'd be better off making friends with the top ranking players than making an enemy of them. Which is something quite a few people don't realise, and then they start wars against people. Obviously, it's called War of Legends, and a war's always fun. But if you're fighting against someone who's in the top of the ranking, you're quite likely to lose, because they should be pretty well stocked up. Actually, going back to the famous cities. Let me just see if I can find one. Oh, here's one. I'm not going to attack that one. I'll show you on this person here. Magic cards. If you add a legend, you can see that all the legends magics that you have. Obviously, using the highest one is always advised. So this is where your legend goes with your magic, and this is where the enemy, I think it's governor, I can never remember, I think it's the governor that goes there, tries to defend, but obviously my magic is vastly higher than his. And then you get all these, which you can get from wildlands or from secret boxes. If you hover over them, it will tell you what each of them do, and I'll just quickly give you a brief explanation. This stomp casting is quite a two-way card. We advise when we're fighting other people, we advise our members don't use the stomp casting, because a lot of the higher end legends have a nullifier, which stops the enemy's artifact, as well as having another effect. So, for example, obviously that Ash, my Ash here, he has this is volatile elixir, which is a nullifier and a 30% increase, and 5 elemental destiny, which is a nullifier and a 12% decrease. Now, if you use this card, this I forgot what it's called already. If you're using this stop casting, you're going to disable both parties from being able to use this these artifacts. Obviously, that can be good if you don't have an artifact, you don't have a nullifier and they do, because it means they won't have the advantage over you. Whereas if you do have a nullifier and you can win, using a stop casting is going to be quite counterproductive for you. A random card just triggers one of any of the other cards, completely random. This will. I've never managed to go the 4 hours without attacking the player after using a divine card, but I imagine that after 4 hours it'll kind of automatically send an attack towards you from that city. Obviously, self-explanatory, stops them from training soldiers. Ones that are currently in training will still be in training. It just means they can't start any new troops training. That just stops them from moving. Trade halt stops them from transporting goods. Stops them from changing their defense strategy. So if they've got one that you can beat and use that, they will be able to change it to something that will beat you. Stops them from spying, decreases the success rate of spying, slows their marching speed, decreases their ramparts. The sub card is pretty good because it just decreases their loyalty by 8 instantly. Increase target resentment, decrease population by 1%, and continuously reduce their production by 1%. So most of them are pretty self-explanatory, and if you read them, you're going to know. You'll know if you're going to win by looking at your Legends magic against theirs. So if I went down and used this level 1 legend here, obviously I'm going to lose because my magic is lower. It's kind of a top trumps kind of effect. And I think that covers everything I was asked to cover today. So that is armors, gems, rep gain, and magic cards. So I'll leave that here, and I will see you guys in the next guide.